How's it going, everyone? Want to talk about something that I think has impacted the fitness industry in positive ways and also in negative, and in my opinion, probably more so negative. And that is different fitness camps forming through ideologies of training from research and sports and just the evolution of training. Different camps have been formed, which is a good thing because it means we're learning more about training. But at the same time, we're getting people who follow these philosophies of training with it's a religion without any critical thought of what they're doing, and it's just they're listening to something or they discovered something for themselves, and that's just all they believe in because they haven't tried anything else. And I want you to ask yourself if you've ever found yourself absorbed into one fitness camp and just agreed with everything they said and disagreed with everyone else without any critical thought. Because I know I certainly have in the past, and it's been part because of my gullibility or because I'm gullible and just blind optimism, thinking that it was just going to work. I wanted to believe people, and I had that blind optimism. I thought it would work. So, if you're unaware of what I mean by different camps, I'm talking about how there are different groups of people who will only believe in one or a couple training tactics, and that's it. And they generally think everything else is just a waste of time and won't work. If you've been on YouTube for any amount of time consuming fitness content, you know what I mean, and they'll even bash on each other very often. So I'm going to take a stand today and say, do not join any one camp. You will be limiting yourself of your experience and your results. I've learned that there are things that work and don't work for me in every single camp. Even if I'm after the same goals they are after, doesn't mean it'll work best for me. And I experienced that, well, I learned that through experiencing it and wasting time learning that for myself. The biggest problem I see is when people are in a certain camp that promotes X, but really that person wants Y, but they're too hung up on believing that way of training is superior than the rest because some random person they don't know convinced them in a way that shot down every other method, leaving there's the only one way that makes sense. In my opinion, as soon as you join a camp, you're severely limiting yourself to a bunch of progress you could have been making. You allowed yourself to try other things. I'm not saying to jump from one camp to the next as I did, but to sit down, look at all the different methods of training people have created and combine them together to make a system that works for you. I think you have to create your own camp for yourself, and it's an ever evolving one. There's a style of training out there called minimalistic training where people will try to get these great results using as little as possible. Without diving into detail why this isn't a good idea, I'll just say that you're severely limiting yourself to progress by using a method like that. Think like it's a mechanic who says, I'm only going to keep standard sockets, flathead screwdrivers, and one adjustable wrench in my toolbox. Sure, you can get stuff done with just those tools, but what if you had a full tool set with all the basic mechanic tools? That obviously would be much better. Then on the flip side, there's the professional mechanics who have specialty tools for specific jobs, which makes it even a lot easier to get certain jobs done. You see, Joining a camp is like having a basic tool set, which can do a lot, but not everything. And if you were wanting to fully repair an old vehicle or even just keep up on maintenance for a newer one, wouldn't you want access to all the tools to make your life easier? That's how it is for training. Methods and principles are tools. Once you know how to use them, you will be able to fix different problems, break through plateaus, keep yourself healthy and injury-free. There is no one tool that does everything. There's just the right tool to get the job done. So hopefully that maybe sheds some light if you're someone who is in the midst of figuring out who you want to listen to, or you're just starting out. My advice is to listen to everything so you can have knowledge of everything that's out there. That doesn't mean everything you hear, though, will be good advice. If you can find the people who have good results and follow what they preach, then it is often good advice. But remember, that's just one tool in your toolbox. There is no one person you're going to listen to and just know everything. You're going to need a little bit from everybody. You should listen to the stuff I say and then listen to stuff that a completely opposite person would say. And then all the adjacents to that. Listen to everybody and get a different perspective from everybody. See how everyone uses their tools differently and combine it. And then you're going to grow your toolbox with more stuff that you have available. Because the reason all these camps have formed is the real reason is because there's more than one way to get the job done. And oftentimes people need different things to get their job done. Not everyone's the same. There's going to be a lot of overlap with people, but it's figuring out what you need. And everyone's slightly unique. This is why joining a camp and following only one thing, it's just luck if it works for you, because it may work for you or it may not. So keep an open mind with the stuff you consume. Don't think one thing is the answer. It's really a combination of everything, looking at everything that you have access to and trying different things and figuring out what works for you. So I hope that makes sense. I don't want to keep rambling on about that for too long, but I just wanted to make a quick video talking about just the different fitness camps. And it's something that really bothers me. I think if we just all work together and realize that there is no one way, it's just different people need different things, and that's it. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll mention that if you are looking for more personalized attention with your training, I would encourage you to check out my website. I am currently offering to only a limited number of people free training for the first month. The reason is that I'm using a new training software for coaching my clients, and which utilizes many tools, and would just love to get some feedback from it. So the link is on my channel page, and I'll also leave it in the description. So until next time, take care, everyone.